Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Jeff again, coming to you from the Minecraft vanilla server. And what I'm doing right now is I am continuing on the journey of placing down snow blocks. But while I was going to do so, I figured, guys, let's talk for a minute. And what I want to talk about today is let's talk about Seth Bling and MarI. I will tell you, that man is a ridiculous genius. Some of the things he comes up with to do, new things that he comes up with to do, amaze me every single day. So, prior to being a nurse, I was a computer engineer and I have a master's degree in IT as well. I've done a lot of programming in my day. I've learned a lot about neural networks and fuzzy logic and things of that sort. I never in my wildest dreams figured that somebody would just decide to write a program in Lua of all languages, which I don't even know too much about Lua. The only Lua programming I've ever actually done is programming in Feed the Beast, because when you program the turtles and Feed the Beast, you can program them with Lua and the computers and things like that. So I've done very basic Lua programming. It's very similar to some other languages that are out there like Perl and C, JavaScript, things. All the languages definitely have their similarities for sure. But to ever think that somebody could program a neural network meant to solve Nintendo and Super Nintendo video games, it is something that has my intrigue so peaked that I can't stop watching. I will tell you right now, I have the Seth Bling stream of his Mario Kart, Lua solving or MarI solving Mario Kart going on. I've had this stream on my computer going nonstop for the past day and a half at this point. I even remote desktoped into my own computer from work because I can't look at, like Twitch is blocked at work. I remote desktoped back home just so every so often I could keep track of progress on how MarI was doing. I am so intrigued. I will tell you, not often do I get myself very completely engulfed and wrapped up in like one little thing that I just can't take my eyes off of and can't stop thinking about. Like literally, I walk away from my computer and I'm like, how the hell did he think to do a neural network? How did he program the neural network? How exactly do you program a neural network? Do I have time to go through the code and try to understand what all this stuff means? Or should I just like ignore it, give up, because I'm never going to be able to understand it and learn exactly what he did? I constantly just can't get it out of my head. And it's funny because the last time that something like this happened, and hopefully that this will happen again in about 6 months or whatever from now, is during Cards Against Humanity's last big puzzle thing for the 10 days or whatever of Kwanzaa. I got really engulfed in trying to solve those puzzles and try to really solve the main puzzle. But at that, I had an ultimate goal I was going for. Collectively with the community, had an ultimate goal of there is an answer. I just need to find what it is and how it fits with all this stuff. And yeah, it was extremely complex. And no, I had nothing to do with the solving of this thing because it was way too complex beyond my means. And even the hours that I spent looking over all of the stuff was not enough for me to be able to have any good contribution to that whole project. I was more just kind of in it for watching from the sidelines. And I mean, some of those puzzles, the ones that I think I had the ability to solve with my time dedication that I had to it, are some of the smaller ones. And by the time I even got to look at any of the ones that I possibly could have solved on my own, they were already done. I mean, I would go to work, I'd keep up with, on some things at work, but, since I was working, I obviously didn't, focus all this time onto it. And then I would come home from work and be like, okay, let's look at this new packet of stuff that came in the mail and see if I can contribute to this community at all. I'd open the packet and I'd be like, wait a minute, I think I kind of see a pattern of something going on here. I got to look into this further. And I go to the Reddit and they were like, oh yeah, we solved that one in, 3 minutes after I opened the package. And I'm like, oh, I feel so, so not smart at the puzzle solving algorithm. Whereas it's funny because getting addicted to looking at this neural network thing, I keep watching Mario. There is an end in sight, but I have nothing to do with the end in sight. I'm watching it happen, and it's really entertaining to just, you know, watch a computer program, you know, learn how to do things better. It's the ultimate concept of technology and how technology is trying to advance in the future. It's what Google's dream has been for a while, to have a self-driving car. They're not going to do a self-driving car because they're making a car that is programmed every possible road or situation that exists that can run into on what it can do. Sure, there's a lot of programming going to be involved in it. It's not going to be a completely self-learning, but a lot of the big concept of the way the self-driving car is going to work, I can guarantee, is related to fuzzy logic and neural networking. It's not a if A then B, or if A and B then Z. It's an if A or some variation of A, then B or some variation of B, depending on, you know, these situations and what it's experienced in the past. I mean, it's how we all learn, and I mean, I think that's what intrigues me about it so much, is it's the closest to modeling the human brain and the way the human brain works, granted at a much smaller scale, because I think, you know, he said that there's like, you know, a handful of neurons that it's working with, whereas the human brain deals with, you know, 10 billion like of these, you know, neurons or nodes or whatever that it's working on. So I think that's what intrigues me so much about it, because it's a way I can wrap my head around modeling the human thought process, because, you know, I'm not only a scientist, quote unquote, from being an, you know, engineer, but I'm a medical professional as well, being a nurse, and I carry all that stuff with me forward. And that's why, you know, the career field I'm in now is nursing informatics, which is the combination of, you know, computer engineering, IT, and nursing field all together, because that's, you know, where my background lies and what my intrigue is in. So I will tell you, just the concept of watching it is so amazing, and I keep trying to think in my mind, okay, I need to dig through all this code, learn how all this code works, so I could build my own type of neural network and have like little neural network races. I think that would be cool if I could, you know, modify the program, or even understand how Seth made his, make my own, and then we'll start a project from scratch and see which, you know, system can learn the network the fastest. Now, the problem is, Seth Bling is a way smarter individual than I am, and he would destroy me in it, I guarantee. And with my time schedule and everything, I don't really have time to do anything like that. So if I, you know, were to actually gain interest in something, you know, like that, or if he were to be like, yeah, let's do it, let's have neural network races, you know, see whose, you know, thing can be better, he would be sorely disappointed, because not only would he destroy me, but it would also probably take me like 2 years to get like a basic thing up and running, just because I don't have the time to dedicate to it right now, which is really sad. And it makes me jealous that he has the time to do that, but at the same time, it's not that he has the time to do that, because he has a whole life of his own. You know, he does a bunch of other things. Just because he doesn't have a full-time job where he goes into an office or something like that every day, doesn't mean that he's not as busy, if not busier, than I am on a daily basis. I mean, I understand that. It's just, I don't know. I just really had to get on here and talk about it, because the whole thing, I've never been so like, and it's so exciting to me as well, because, you know, Minecon is coming up around the corner. I'll be leaving, you know, to go to London in like 5 days from now, and I'm so excited because I get to sit and actually like talk to people about the concept of neural networking and things like that. And it's really, I think what's extremely intriguing is to look at the chat and read the Reddit of what's going on with the neural network design. And there's so many people in there who, I'm sure a lot of them are older than me and have studied this stuff, and I'm sure a lot of them are younger than me and have never studied this stuff before, but their interest has been piqued, that they've been doing research. They're answering some questions about neural networking to other people who are asking questions about it, explaining the concepts of it and how it works. And it's just, I think it's really bringing a community of people together for like more than just video games. And It's one of the coolest things that he's doing with this is it's, video games, sure, they're, video games. People play them, they have fun, they like to watch, other people play them for part of commentary, part of it for, just the concept of playing and understanding how to play. But it's like bringing a group of people together for learning a computer language or a way of programming, with being able to mix it with computers and computer games that keeps people intrigued. I think him doing this, I guarantee at least one person, if not multiple other people, are going to change their future outlook and career field, or it will push them in this direction, or it will make them make a decision that this is where they want to go into like computer programming or engineering or video game design or, network design or something like that. I guarantee that just the concept of what he's doing, what he has done and shown people so far, has really already pushed people in that type of direction in the future. That he's changed the outlook of career for somebody. I guarantee it. And I think that's awesome. I think that is incredible. It reminds me of the whole Twitch plays Pokemon thing, which I've always been really intrigued by that concept as well, but I've also never been into Pokemon at all, so I never got into the whole Twitch plays Pokemon. But the concept behind that the Twitch chat is going to be what controls a game. You get people to actually play a game basically as a collective unit, all going toward one end goal. And I think that stuff is really cool. And but that in concept is so much simpler, because you literally program, I'm not saying it's simple, I'm saying it's simpler, but you program something that basically just takes inputs. The inputs just happen to come from chat, and I looked at it a little bit today because to see if it was actually still going, which is actually still going, which I didn't know. And they have it now so that a lot of people, you have a time to input the next command, and it puts all the users' responses for the different keys into a bucket for that key, and then it goes through and randomly selects between all the responses, but more heavily weighting the ones with more responses on that. It randomly selects the next action. Either way, it's still just programming something. If A, then B. There's no fuzzy logic or neural networking to it, whereas this is a whole different way to think about anything. And if you guys are, completely in the dark on what's going on, some people may not follow Seth Bling who follow me. I find that hard to believe, but if it's true and you haven't heard anything about this yet, I highly suggest you go check it out, especially if you're interested in computers or programming, or even just old Mario and Mario Kart in general. How dare you, Creeper, get over there, because of the fact that it is something that I can't say it's going to change the future of gaming. I like one of the things that Seth describes it as is part of the benefit of this is the fact that it can help seek out new ideas and paths for speedrunning. And he showed one little section that the MarI had figured out in Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers, that there was a one-frame perfect jump that could be made over a Koopa in a little hallway that you theoretically shouldn't be able to fit in, but that it was an unknown glitch, maybe? I don't know if glitch is the right word, because it's obviously, it's in the game, and it's not like you're glitching something out, but you're just jumping at just the right time frame where it lets you kill this Koopa instead of getting hurt by it. But either way, it's a concept that people didn't know about before, and therefore now they know that it exists within the game, and therefore could theoretically use it to help, speed running. It doesn't mean that that glitch is going to help with it directly, but it could find other things that definitely do lead to, oh my god, you can do this, that will shave off a half a second on this level if I can do it that way. So it theoretically does have that type of, quote-unquote real world application with it, and I don't know, the concept of it is so cool. I just had to take a video, take the time to send my appreciation out to somebody like Seth for having, not somebody like Seth, but Seth in general, but anybody else who has the idea or the thought process to do that in the future, because my intrigue has not been piqued like this in quite a while. And why are there so many Enderman? But my intrigue has not been piqued like this in quite a while, and just to be able to you know, have something that I'm just like focused on that hardcore shows that you really hit me in the brain and in the heart. Like, in the good way, you hit me in the brain and the heart. So, when Jay Sano gets hit in the brain and the heart, I mean, it's pretty hardcore, I think. But, anyways, I'm going to finish up this area. We are going to take a look momentarily at the map, because we're going to see how much progress we made. Once I do this, this is actually half of the card will be... Come on. There we go. Half of this card will be done. I gotta watch out for those creepers and then get some light up in this area, because otherwise they're gonna blow this thing up. I'm not gonna make you guys sit here and watch me do this, but I will join you at the end so we can take a look at the card with half the card, or the map with half the card done. So I will see you guys in just a moment. That thing took a lot more snow than I actually had anticipated it taking, so I might have a lot more snow left to gather. And Chad came on and said hi for a minute as well. So let's take a look at this map and see how it looks thus far. Map. Boom. Oh, yeah. Not quite. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. We got to go load that area up. That is something I did not realize I was going to have to do. Well, maybe if I stand right in the middle of it, you won't have to. Oh, yeah, I guess standing right here actually loads it all up. So now the whole thing is loaded up. As you can see, I'm technically just over halfway done, because I've got the road just to the right of the center. Right there is the center. And I got the outline going over there already. So I'm technically just over halfway done with getting the face part of the card down, and then it's all about actually creating the card itself. So we're coming along nicely. I unfortunately had, this thing was completely full of snow, and this thing was about filled with snow up to about here. So I need so in theory, so this should probably do a quarter of it. I probably need just one more large chest full of snow. And I should be good to go, I estimate, but I don't want to estimate wrong, because that just makes multiple trips back and forth. Either way, guys, thanks for watching. Go check out Seth Blink stuff. I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. It is fantastic. I just can't give that guy enough credit for for what he's done for the community in general, the gaming community in general. But that's just like to another level that has me so intrigued and so like glad that there's people like that out there doing things and sharing them with the world. Because not only did he put it out there and show people what he did, he gave the source code. His source code that he wrote, he was like, here, I mean, don't distribute it, but feel free to use it. Have fun with it. Like, that's awesome. That's the way it should be. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.